Naming your company can be challenging and time-consuming. It took us about 50 hours to name crowdSPRING, and we were pretty frustrated with the process by the time we got done. And that's one reason why crowdSPRING's community of 200,000 creatives offers company naming services to help you stay sane while people from around the world find you a great name and URL for your new business. Now, if you decide to find a name on your own, you might find the following 10 tips useful. Number one, think about what you want your company name to convey. Your company name is an important part of your company's overall identity. The name will appear on pretty much everything, on your business cards, letterhead, website, on your promotional materials, on the products, anywhere that your company's name shows in print. Service-oriented businesses really should keep in mind whether it will be easy for their prospective customers to recognize what services the business provides based on the name of the company. So for example, Friendly Dog Walkers or Bright Accounting are clearly service-oriented businesses. Number two, brainstorm to identify name possibilities. You want to set aside some quiet time to brainstorm and then think about words that describe your industry or the products or services you offer. Also, consider words that describe the benefits of using your company's products or services. And finally, think about words and phrases that evoke the feelings you want your customers to feel when they see your company name. While brainstorming, look at Greek and Latin translations of your words because you may find new ideas, even if not exact names. And look at foreign words too. So we spent some time with the Swahili dictionary looking for strong names. And don't forget to use various tools like a dictionary, thesaurus, and whatever other resources you think could help you. Number three, keep the name short, simple, and easy to write and remember, and consider the acronym of the name. Now think about the names of the companies you most admire. They typically have a few things in common. The names are short, they're simple, they're easy to write, they're easy to remember. Apple, Google, Virgin, Southwest. Obscure business names are difficult to write and even more difficult to remember, and this is a problem because for most startups and small businesses, word-of-mouth advertising is the most successful form of marketing. And if your customers can't remember your name or can't spell it for others, it will make it very difficult for them to help promote your business. Now, while it might be tempting, avoid using a K in place of a Q or a PH in place of an F when coming up with your name because it's really difficult to spell those kinds of words. Also, don't forget to consider the acronym of your company name. An acronym is composed of the first letter of each word in a phrase. Now, you might not use an acronym, but your customers could refer to your business by an acronym. And a name such as Apple Support Services can result in a pretty unfavorable acronym. ASS. Number four, avoid names that are too narrow or too literal. Think about how your company may evolve over time and make sure that the company name can evolve with your business. So for example, if you name your company iPhone Accessories and later expand to sell accessories for other kinds of products, your original name will be too narrow and too restrictive. The same advice applies even if your name sells a niche product. So for example, if you sell antique lamps, you should consider whether you might sell more than antique lamps in the future. Naming your business Jones Antique Lamps may be too limiting when you later start selling antique clocks and furniture. Number five, avoid decisions by committee, but do test your company name with others. It's tempting to involve our friends, family, employees, and customers in finding a name for our company. Sometimes this can work out really well, but there are risks. People could get upset if you don't pick a name they think is great. And you'll also find yourself trying to find consensus, which can lead to a very plain name. If you have to involve others, pick a small group of people who understand you and your business. And pick a mix of right brain types and left brain types so you can have some variety. Once you've selected a few name choices, share them with a few trusted friends and family, and even customers to get their feedback about the name that you're considering. Number six, avoid plain words. Now, plain words make it very difficult to differentiate your company from your competitors. For example, there were hundreds of thousands of logo design businesses around the world when we started thinking about crowdSPRING. We knew that we would be expanding to many different industries, including graphic design, web design, industrial design, company naming, and more. And so we didn't want to name our business Great Logo Design or Many Designers because it would have been descriptive but not memorable and certainly not sufficiently unique. Number 7, be careful with geographic names. Some people use their city, state, or region as part of their company name. If you plan to only work in your city, this might serve you well, but a geographic name could hinder you later on. So one great example is Minnesota Manufacturing and Mining. Initially, the name worked because the business was focused just on Minnesota. But once the company grew beyond their industry and the state of Minnesota, they needed to find a new name. And you know them now as 3M. Number 8, avoid obscure words. Company names that help tell stories can be powerful and memorable. So think about Google, for example. But obscure words or references might be difficult to spell or pronounce. And you want to be especially sensitive if you're trying to reach a mass audience, such as on the internet, for example. Obscure or invented names can work, and Xerox is a great example, but this often requires a huge marketing budget and tremendous effort. Number 9, avoid trends. You want your company name to evolve as trends evolve, so be careful to identify the trends and to avoid following them. For example, in the late 1990s, it was trendy to use a .com after your company name if your company was an internet business. But after the internet bubble burst, the .com became synonymous with having absolutely no business model. And those companies who survived very quickly dropped .com from their names. Number 10, consider whether you can register a domain and obtain a trademark. Now, it's important to make sure that your competitors are not using the same name in your industry. It is not uncommon to find similar or even identical names in different industries, but this can result in confusion for your customers and vendors and theirs. If your competitors are using the same name, you'll expose yourself to possible litigation and you'll likely be unable to obtain trademark protection for your company name. So, look for a company name that is also available for registration as a domain, ideally as a .com. And you'll also want to make sure that you select a company name that you'll be able to register for trademark or service mark protection. Now, trademark rights arise only through commerce, such as when you offer items for sale and use the trade name or logo in your marketing materials or on the products that you sell. You are not required to register a company name. You can acquire common law rights, and these are trademark rights, simply by using the name in commerce. If you want more actionable advice on starting, operating, and growing your business, click the link below to visit the CrowdSPRING Small Business Resource Center. And remember to subscribe to the CrowdSPRING YouTube channel, where we publish weekly videos to help you start and grow your business.